All right, guys, so here we are this afternoon, ride number 12 on old Capone. I'm going to do it a little different today, so I'm not going to add anything new to what we've been working on. I'm just going to go work on what we've been showing this horse the last 3 or 4 days, and I'm just going to be more mobile. So I'm not really going to break this down and show you specifically what I'm working on and how I'm setting it up and why. I'm just going to go work on all those things and just be it more of a training session for him. I'm going to be way more mobile out here. He's pretty fresh today. It's pretty windy. This is why I've got my cap on. In fact, it's windier today than it's been all week. I've got my microphone in my shirt, so hopefully my shirt will block some of the wind. But there might be places I might get far enough away from the camera today with this microphone where I have it, I might lose my audio at times. So just trotting him around. Get him warmed up here if he'll let me. Again, I've said for the last 3 days, if I crawl on him fresh and I didn't warm him up beforehand, then if I get to warming him up and he says I gotta go, I'm not gonna fight with him and try to make him slow down. Nice. Man, that felt really good right there. Where he's been really braced on this right side. Steering him to the left like I did. And then once that momentum in that horse is stepping to the left, bring his nose right back to the right to try to separate the nose from the shoulder. I hadn't had it that good. I'll do it again right here coming to the camera. I'm gonna steer him left, get him stepping left, and then steer him right back to the right. Steer him left, steer him right back to the right. Good job. So today I'll probably roll him up in the bridle a little bit more. I really like that. And true to form, if I'm steering one way, he picks up the opposite lead. But that little transition right there, when I steered him to the right, it was smooth, it was fluid. He didn't dive his shoulder off there to the right. He was soft in my hand. He wasn't braced. I spent way more time talking these last few rides on this horse, showing and explaining what we were working on, and not near as much time actually loping him around. Oh my gosh, was that nice right there. So what happened right there was he wanted to slow down. I livened him back up, but that's the spot where he's always, my magnets back here behind me would always pull on him and make him want to change directions. And if I steered to the left, he would drop his shoulder really bad. Well, he felt like he was going to, and I picked up that outside rein, and not only did he come right to it, but he honored my inside rein as well. So loping a little bit more today from what I'd been doing. He's not used to loping this long. So there's places in here he's trying to talk me into slowing down. Liven him up right there a little bit. Good job, bud. And I'm gonna pick him up here. Nice. Nice. Stepping him left just enough to get that momentum, stepping that way, and then lifting that right rein straight up against his neck. So it's laying against his neck as I pick it up, tipping his nose to the right, but that rein's got that blocked off right there, and he's giving me what I'm asking for, as far as I need that right there. I want to be able to pick that rein up right there and bring that horse's nose without the shoulder going. So here, just play around here with steering this horse, asking him to step to my hand with his front feet. Good job. Helping him turn loose of that brace, showing him that I can steer that nose to the right and your shoulder doesn't have to go before your nose. Here, I'm just going to walk him here for a few minutes. Setting my turn up. Got my camera on a different side today, so I really don't. Here's what's cool. So I'm ride number 12 into this now, and I don't have near as strong magnets out here pulling on my horse. Now, I don't necessarily know that it's because the magnets are gone as much as it is my horse is just paying more attention to me. He's listening more to me, to where maybe maybe what I'm trying to say to him is getting to a place where it has more influence on his mind than just the magnets. Okay, I love how that feels. I just don't have the magnet pulling my horse through the turn like I had the last 2 days. Slow that outside, or that forward motion a little bit with that outside rein. Attaboy. Trot him off here again. I'm going to slow that forward motion with that outside rein. He's trying right there. I'll slow that forward with that outside rein. My right hand stays out there. Good job, bud. Then I'm gonna go lope him off again. Okay, now that was different for him. Was actually steering him left, and because he was following my steering better, he wasn't drifting to the outside so much. Therefore, he didn't lope off in the right lead versus the left. I was steering left. Here, I'm just going to slow him down. We're going to back him up. Attaboy. Okay. We're really getting somewhere now. This is pretty fun. This is pretty cool. Again, no spurs. Haven't introduced him to the spurs yet. I'm toying with whether or not I'm going to do that tomorrow or the next day. Haven't made up my mind yet. But what I'm working on, I just wanted to show you guys, I don't need spurs for that. So if I lope him off this way, and same thing that way, that's the first time I've loped him off there. Steering to the right, there he wants to drop a little bit. You see what I'm doing with that outside rein. Again, it's green stage 12 rides. Nice. He honored that way more that time. And then this time, lopes around there. Didn't hardly lean at all to the right, loping around there that time. Attaboy. So you can see little by little here how I'll come down and stop him, back him up, asking for a little bit more in reverse. I love what this horse feels like from his withers up to his chin, meaning when I slow him down, there isn't much brace there. I haven't taught him what the word whoa means yet. I'm not in a hurry to bring in that word to stop him, I might start to incorporate that word in the beginning, just when I'm backing him up. But I might ride him for quite a while, where I just slow him down and stop him with my reins, because I want to get some things built through feel first before I start really challenging him with that stop word. Here, I'm just gonna pick him up, back him up a few steps. There we go, a couple big steps right there. That felt pretty good. Then I'm gonna steer him off this way. Good job. Kind of stepping to my left hand right there. I like that. I'm gonna turn him across right here. Atta boy. I'm gonna cut him across that way. Good job. Back on my circle over here. I'm gonna pick up on him and stop him over here. We'll draw him back. There we go. Feels pretty good. There we go. Feels pretty good. I'm gonna turn him left. This is kind of the spot where he wants to drift that way, so step that front end around. We'll trot him off this way. Steer him across. Steer him back. Steer him back left. Lope him off. In the counter canter, but that's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and lope around here once. And then over here, we'll steer him out here to the right. No drift at all right there, none. Man, that felt good. Turn him to the right. Atta boy. And here we'll pick up on him and we'll back him up. Atta boy. So as he's back in here, he backs pretty good at this point. Not gonna make a big deal out of it, because what I'm thinking today, I'm asking him to back with a little bit more life and a few more steps today than I had been. Okay, I might wake him up, or excuse me, I might work on getting his reverse to be a little bit more free and a little bit more fluid before I start really trying to address the fact that he can't back up straight. To me, it's not a big deal because of the things that I can implement into my training as we go. I've already implemented some of it when we were working him on the ground. just kind of letting him catch his air right here. I love this. See, to me this horse naturally wants to live down there. I don't have to do a lot of work to create that, other than give him the freedom to get down there. When he's down there, he doesn't feel like he's leaning forward or heavy in my hands. This horse is going to have a lot of roundness to his body, which I really, really like. So I was in the right lead that time. We'll go on around here this way. Lope him off here. And because he's not drifting as bad and he's honoring my steering, I'll liven him up a little bit right there. Thanks, bud. Ooh, nice. Coming through that spot again with no lean, no drift between my reins. I'm gonna steer him down right here. Nice. I was hoping that would set up to get him in the left lead, and it did. I'm gonna liven him up a little bit right here. Steer him straight to the camera. And I'm gonna pick up on him right here. Back him up. So back and before, he was really kind of braced on this side, tipping his nose there, swinging that hip that direction. I might go ahead and back him here a second with his nose on that side. Good job. Down the road, just thinking about how I'm gonna open that door to square him up a little bit when he's backing up. Here I just want to get some shape to his body where he's flowing around my leg. Steer him out with the left rein, shape him with my right. Steer him out with the left, shape him with my right. There we go. 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 There. Very nice. Now here I'm going to stop him, draw him back a couple steps, and I'm going to step his front end over here. Good job. We'll trot him off this way. So I'm going to stop him here, draw him back a couple steps, and I'll steer his front end this way. Ooh, look at that step. Huge. Okay, so here's what I mean by huge. When he stepped lateral with his front feet that time, he didn't take them there, he took them right there. That's a monster step from what we've been asking for the last 2 days. I was okay if the lateral I got was more of this step. That step was boom, right there. That was huge. I'm gonna set him up right here. We'll stop. I'm gonna draw him back just a couple steps. Front end this way. Stop him there again. Draw him back. Front end this way. Woo! That was the biggest lateral step to the right that I've got in the last 3 days. That was huge. Not as big a lateral to the left as what I had a second ago to the left, but he was way better to start out with on the left than he was the right. He was kind of stuck on the right. Okay. What I love about this is I have nothing on this horse to force this horse into that turn, okay? I don't have spurs on my feet, so I'm not I'm adding my outside leg a little bit, but I don't have no spur on there to really get him off that leg. What a boy. So what I'm trying to say is I love on these young horses giving them the time to go figure this out and kind of put it together before I just go to trying to speed them up or push them through anything. I don't believe I'm really at a spot on the 12th ride if I should be thinking about pushing or speeding anything up. Set it up right here. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to draw him back. And we'll step right. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to draw him back. We'll step right. I'm going to stop him. Draw him back right here. Step him right. There we go. Now, I'm not backing him into that turn, so to speak. I'm just drawing him back enough to shift his weight to maybe get him thinking about when he gives me that lateral step to not add quite so much forward to it. And that wasn't, bring him around here. That step he gave me right there with his right front foot, it wasn't way out here wide, but it was right here. It was not up here, it was right here. Not very far out, but getting that foot to go this direction, primarily off my bridle, figure out how to get this set up, shifting their weight around, playing around with it. All I'm saying is, man, if I just rock him back here a little bit right now, I feel like it could help him maybe get to thinking about when he follows my hand out there, don't be going right back to shifting your weight forward and just walking out of it. And it's literally taking this foot from going there to there. Huge, huge step right there. Good job, bud. You know, I said yesterday when we were filming with this little rascal, I said that I thought he was turning into quite the camera ham. Well, we've been filming with the camera on the other side of my arena. The wind's out of the south today, so I had to put it on the south side or we'd have a bunch of dust blowing straight in the camera. But it's funny. Here's how I know he's turning into a camera ham. The bigness magnet out here is that dadgum camera. Where it was pulling him to the north the last 2 days, but we had it set up on the north side. Now I have it set up on the south side, and I'll be darned. Is it coincidence? No, not in my mind. It ain't coincidence. In my mind, he knows exactly where that camera is. He knows there's times I'm going to stop in front of that camera so I can talk to you guys. But hey, I can't beat him up for that. Dadgum, it's quite funny actually. take this little rascal very long to figure out. That camera is my best friend. It gets me out of work. Okay, so I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna lope him one more time each direction, and I'm gonna set this up right here and see if I can't use me a small circle here to the right at a trot, flow out of it that way to the left, pick up that left lead. We'll see if it works out. So I'm gonna get some bend here to the right, get that hip swinging to the outside. Didn't work. I'm gonna pick him up right here and do it again. There it did. I didn't have as much life in his hip that first time, stepping to the outside of that little circle. And we'll bring him down right here. Didn't work that time. I'm gonna pick him back up here. Worked that time. And I'm gonna lope that circle one more time. I'm gonna lope past that spot over there where he's dropping his shoulder a lot in the beginning, which was right over here. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh. Where before I'd take that rein way out there, I didn't have to do much with it at all at the time. So I'm going to get back over here on that spot. And I'm going to rest him over here. Whoa. That's the first time I've said whoa to this rascal since I've been on him in 12 rides. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and tip his nose to the right, move his hip over there to the left. I'm going to back him up again. There we go. That right there is kind of lead me into what we'll add to him later this week as far as playing around with some steering in reverse. I don't know how I could ask this rascal to be much better. The feel in my hand, I absolutely love it. Am I saying he's perfect? By no means am I saying that it's perfect, but I'm saying this horse already is showing me that he's going to have a tendency to want to carry a soft feel. I'm going to be able to get a lot of lift in his back. What he lets me do with his neck from his withers forward is only going to make it easier for me to get that lift. And in all honesty, when I bought this horse from Purina, when I went to look at him, I noticed that in this horse just loose in the pen, how he carried himself around. I loved the frame that he would hold himself in on his own, traveling around in that pen with them other colts. So that drew me to him as a yearling. It is what it is. We've had a lot of stuff going on. He stood around here longer than he should have. I should have been riding him as a 2-year-old, but okay, so I'm riding him now as a 5-year-old. I believe he's 5 now. I'll have to go back and look. He's 4 or 5. Hell, I can't remember. But being able to feel what I saw in him as a yearling loose in that pen, so cool. All right, dude. There's your spot. There's your camera. There's your place you get to rest. You want to smile for the folks or anything you want to do for them to say, hey, thank you for getting me out of some work? because I know you're thinking it. All right, well, okay, that was ride number 12. Pretty cool. I'll make up my mind whether or not we're going to introduce him to spurs tomorrow or the next day, and we'll go from there. But thank you for watching this episode of Kerry Coon Horsemanship. Thank you for giving us a chance to speak into your life through our horsemanship. Thank you for believing in our horsemanship. All we're trying to do is help people through the passion and the love that the Lord has given us for our horses, and empower them in ways in their life that they can go accomplish things that they never thought they'd be able to accomplish, or maybe even things they struggled with in the past. Lord knows I've sure got my own struggles I got to work on every day. Good job, buddy. A little bit more work for him today. Not quite so much talking from me right here in front of the camera. He probably needs more of that. That felt really good. There are days we turn that darn camera on and it's hard to put you to work when I'm trying to explain to everybody what we're working on, huh?